All right, I am in my spacesuit and I'm ready to go. I'm all taped up because I hate insulation to the max. So yeah, I bought one of these kind of a painter's suit, kind of like the Elvis jumpsuit, but it's not as cool. So no insulation for me. Glasses are fogging up already. Should be a good time. So we'll see what the progress looks like when we're done. Well, the ceiling is insulated. And let me tell you what, folks, that is not as fun as it looked in the brochure. Ugh, brutal, brutal. I give credit to anybody that does this for a living. My God. I'm gonna start on this back wall, both these back walls, and keep on moving. Yeah, the sheeting is about done. Wall's complete. Just got a little section on the back of this wall. And I got the rest of my little clips here because I run out the other day. So we got the rest of them tagged in and good to go here. And I started to wire up some of my plugs. So as I get the walls in here, it's actually getting kind of dark. Whew! Insulation is done. Thank you, Jesus. I tell you what, that is rough stuff, guys. Rough. I'm not used to doing that. I mean, just get all suited up for it, but hey, it's worth it. So she should be pretty toasty in here now. All right. All done, all done. So some of my 2x4s that had to split the difference. I just packed it in there. Obviously, no way I'm going to shove a whole section in there. Same as the corners. So yeah, we are all ready to go. Get my plugs in the ceiling, get some lights hung in here. Got Mr. Green here. I'm not sure what that's all about, but that's where we are at. So now I just gotta go through and clean the mess up because that's what we got, and get some drywall started. And I'm thinking before I get too far, I might add another plug down here. Reason for, you know, probably want to add a fridge or maybe coffee pot or something like that. And I got thinking, I have all these, well, let's see, this plug, this guy, one down there, and these three breaker. It's a 15 amp. This is a 14-2 wire. And the two light sockets are on a separate breaker. I put those on another 15 amp that runs off this switch. So I think I might do is run this wire down into here to add an additional plug, just so I'm not running a ton of stuff off here, because I think I'll be at my max. You know, no electrician by trade, but just enough to be dangerous, you know what I mean? So I think I'm going to do that, because obviously I'm not going to have stuff plugged in at all times in here. So I mean, if any given time two things will be running off that fuse, I should be plenty okay. I just like to have the access to wherever, just in case I do need to move things around or go from side to side or whatever. That way I'm not running extension cords. I'd rather have it plugged in. Oh man, drywall is almost done. I have one wall to go and let the mudding begin. Got to reset my door a little bit. It's okay, but I need to, I didn't have shims for it, so I picked those up today. So I'll show you what we got, and we'll go from there. All right, this is where we are at. Get a little better perspective here. And I don't know why, but I think I damaged them when I was moving these, because these are 10-footers, but I got some crinklage in the corners. It's probably from me sliding them around. Not a big deal. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Yes, the drywall is hung. So we are ready for some mud in action. So we are good to go. Well guys, the drywall obviously has been done. Trying to get the mud to dry, but being it's a little cooler out here, yeah, it's taking forever. It's like day 3, I think. So I actually ended up wiring up the one circuit for the lights and got the door insulated and set so where it opens nice and flush and all that good stuff with the knob in it. Installed the heater on the wall so I can actually run that now and just keep it warm out here. So basically what's wired right now is just that plug on the bottom, that light switch, and these 2 plugs up here. That's all that's got power out here so far. So in the meantime, instead of waiting around a couple days with downtime, I figured I might as well wire these plugs in. I got the end plug in and the main plug with the power coming in. I started those. So I still have to do these guys, the one on the bottom, and of course around the wall. And this guy here I've started. I am running 14.2 in the room. You know, for what I'm doing in here, it's not like I'm running, you know, huge saws and all kinds of stuff. I mean, I got a little air compressor and USB lights, stuff like that's the only thing that's really going to be running out here in my paint booth with a little fan on it. But I think that only runs on a little adapter anyways. So what I have coming in is 12.2 from the fuse box into the room, into this plug, and then it jumps down to 14.2. And I also have 12.2 running into that light switch and to that plug. Now from that light switch up, I'm running 14.2. So I'm running the 12.2 down here just to run that heater. And if I figure later on, I think I'm probably gonna add a little fridge out here or something like that. It's got plenty of amperage to take care of that. These are 15 amp breakers, or I should say it's on a 15 amp breaker, and all these plugs I bought are 15 amp plugs. So normally I like to buy the heavy duty outlets. They're much better build, better quality. That's usually what I purchase. For the lights up top, being they're not getting unplugged and plugged in and vice versa, all that stuff. Oh, where's my other one? There it is. Those are the only 2 in the room that I bought, just the standard outlet. I'll show you a little bit of the difference here. Hold on. Yes, trying to balance it on my knee here because I don't have any tables in here yet. So the bottom one is the heavy duty. Notice how wide it is, brass strip on it. The top one is the light duty or the normal, basic, run of the mill. Big difference. So if I turn them over, without knocking them over, you have the big strap on the back. Big time difference. Like I say, the basic ones, they work for your everyday stuff, but I mean, for the extra few cents, why not get the other ones? And same as the screws on the side. I mean, these things are massive. Just very nice heavy duty versus the screws on this one. Pretty light, not much to it. So, like I say, this is the basic one, and this is the heavy duty one. And I definitely always recommend these just because they're just so well heavy duty. I mean, the internals, everything on them are just, everything's better. Better. So for these 2 boxes, that's going to go right above the bench. So I'm going to have a bench that runs across here. I'm installing the USB type. So that way there, because I'd like to say I have a few things that runs off from a USB outlet. So this way here, these will work perfect. Okay, so this plug here, this style, as you notice, there's only terminals just on one side. So if you look real careful, it says hot, which is your black wire, and obviously your neutral is white. Wiring, usually most of these plugs, usually the gold terminal on almost all plugs is always the black wire, the hot wire. And the silver color plug is always your white neutral. All right, so this is how you basically wire this setup in. Just kind of keep it even if you can. And just keep it to the back, crank it down nice and tight. So we'll throw our grounds on. I always like to leave these long That way I can bend it around and I'll nip it here, and that way I'll know how far I have versus if I cut it short like this, obviously I wouldn't have had enough room to reach that plug, that little screw there. Okay guys, the drywall is finally done, and got her all sanded, as good as she's gonna get. I tell you what, working on this in the winter time, wow, this takes like a long time to dry. So even with some heat on, it still just takes forever. Trying to put it on thin and just so I mean, last time I did it, it was almost a week to dry, and I'm just chomping at the bit to get it done. It's gonna go on long enough, so time to finish it up. The drywall mudding is done, and I am ready for some primer. Yes sir. All sanded. Like I say, I am no builder by any means. It's getting trim molding on the bottom. So like I said, when I was manhandling these 10-foot sheets, I cracked the corners a little bit, which is okay because like I say, it's getting trim put down. So at this point, we're gonna install our Kilt's primer and get that rolling. And other than that, we should be good to go. So I put my little secret weapon in the corner, some silicone. Yes, makes it look nice, nice. The board's butted up pretty good, so I found over the years by doing drywall, I just give a little bead in the corner, and dude, it stays awesome. I mean, it don't crack, it don't do nothing. Every time I try drywall in the corners, year, 2 years later, I got nice splits and cracks. So give her the old bead and have a nice day. Okay, let's get some primer going.